I don't really take no law. I bring the metal out. One phone call, you talk. I bring the rebel out. Handgun, shotgun blade. I keep it every house heavy now. And I don't never come with light work. Bring a promo case if you wonder. I let that pipe burst. Nice first. And my delivery immaculate. Take a knee whenever I'm aiming. That's where the cabinet. But I'm a stand-up nigga, really. I ain't rapping shit. I can lead your way through the dark. I keep a candle lit. Got a vision and shit. I keep it 2020. No pot to pissin', but they'll leave you listen for love of money. Sweet as honey. But that savor is sour. Cause you ain't got nothing for them, they'll change by the hour. Proper power come with respect, whether you down or you up. Claiming you a different breed, but I found you a mutt. This ain't a game, you don't wanna play it. These other rappers know my name, and really it's a shame they don't wanna say it. Cause I'll pay it for that debt, they don't wanna pay it. Yeah. But I'ma take it for that power, in it for that power. Only reason living, trying to get it for that power. I just want that power, in it for that power. Need it every minute, every second, every hour. I just want that power, in it for that power. Need it every minute, every second, every hour. I just want that power, get it for that power. I'm a cold leader, ain't no motherfucking power. I just want that power. I got it all figured out now. If you wrong, get it on the floor, put his pipe down. Pick up the floor, put the mic down. I'm skied up with my feet up. Shit, I'm feeling nice now. Shit, I need top dollar. I want niggas see me in the demon head screaming like a block holler. My dog loyal like a Rottweiler, but lock jaw on you niggas like a pit and will not cower. I have him shake him down, kill him over the nozzle. Promise whatever I follow, it won't make a sound. I don't got a lot of words, got a lot of nerve. I'm much killing rappers till I get what I deserve. Gotta keep it raw for the oil. Gotta keep it fresh for it's spoil. Got a couple hitters get a message and they on you. Pistol wall aluminum, have you rapping for you? While you popping perks, bitches approach me out of thirst. Is it cursed? What's the point of hitting anywhere it hurts? Cause I be on my ditty, bopping in every video. Yo, I don't feel a whole let a star and show it no pity. Yeah, cause if you with me, yeah. You done did it for that power, in it for that power. Need it every minute, every second, every hour. In it for that power, get it for that power. I'm a cold leader, ain't no motherfucking power. In it for that power, get it for that power. Need it every minute, every second, every hour. In it for that power, get it for that power. I'm a cold leader, ain't no motherfucking coward. In it for that power, get it for that power. I just want that power, in it for that power. Need it every minute, every second, every hour. Get it for that power, living for that power. I'm a cold leader, ain't no motherfucking coward. Get it for that power.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai Barak Thumb, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar, Allah Thumb, Hashem, Yahushai, to all the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Kamadai, holding it down from Southern California. This is the Lashawan Qadash. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding Jerry Hannah. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth, we've been defending the truth, we've been saying that the oppressor is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And if it ain't the home of the truth, if it ain't the IGPK, it ain't the home of the truth, right? So this is the Lashawan Qadash. The Lashawan Qadash, what is the Lashawan Qadash? If this is your first time tuning in, or if you've been directed our way, if you're a so-called Black, Latino, Native American, so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you are a true descendant of the biblical Israelites. So you are in the right place, right? So the Lashawan Qadash is where we teach our ethnic language, which is, what they call ancient Hebrew, right? And the way you would say it is Lashawan Qadash, which I'll break it down for you. This is the class. So here we have the ancient characters. These are the Hebrew ancient characters. You have a La, right? And then we have connectors. So I'll break it down. This is a La, which is singular. So let me make this darker. There's a brand new marker, so I had to break it in. So these characters, these connectors lets you know if these characters are going to be pronounced on their own or if they're going to be connected to another character, and it'll make create a new pronunciation, right? As we have la, sha, and then we have wa and a na. The wa and a na are connected. Well, now we'll make one. La, sha, one. Then we have kwa, and we have a da and a sha. These are connected, so that's Qadash, right? And these are same Hebrew, so like not the same. These are Hebrew characters, but these are Assyrian characters right here. These are Assyrian characters which we learned in our captivity under Assyria, right? So this is a more modern Hebrew, and we still pronounce it the same way, right? Why? Because now the oppressor has multiple copies that they sell in the Hebrew, but it's used under these Assyrian characters. Nonetheless, we still pronounce them the same, not like the bastard that he is, where he altered the Lord's holy characters, right? He added dots and what have you, lines to make vowel sounds, right? In our culture, right, these characters stand alone. These are consonants, right? They stand alone. They're pronounced alone. Sometimes they come together, right? You'll find out what a connector. That's why it's important to tune into these classes, so that way when you read it in the Assyrian, right, you will be familiar with how to break down the characters that you see to identify a word, identify prepositions and possessives, right? You'll learn all of that. A preposition would be like a prefix, and a possessive would be like a suffix, right? So the same thing. La, sha, wa, and a na creates one, lashawan, a kwa, a da, and a sha, and it'll pronounce Qadash, right? If you was to be reading it, if I was to write it down in the English, just to help you read it, right? This is how you'll read it. La, sha, one. La, sha, one. Right? Qadash. Qadash. It'll translate into the English, which would be the root word in Lashawan is Lashan. Lashan means tongue. When you add the wa, right? The wa here, it means the doing of. Right. So what does a tongue do? It moves to create sounds and to create and to pronounce sounds and to make language. Right. And Qadash means holy. Holy means set apart. So this is a language that is set apart unto so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. So we're going to get into the characters. We're going to write them out, and we're also going to pronounce them. That's what we do every Lashawan Qadash class, and then we go into the Lashawan Qadash, right? It's a class that's gonna help you when we do the Sabbath service, right? So tomorrow's the Sabbath service, so we go into 49 verses that we read, right? And we read them in the Hebrew, and we also read them in the English. But this is a class that's going to help you. We're not going to go into every verse that's going to be read. I like to go into some verses, and then we get them in the Hebrew, and we get the meanings of the words, so you can understand what word means what, and what manner of usage you can use it in. Right. So this is a class that's going to help you for the Sabbath service. And we'll start off with the ancient Hebrew. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, Salakia. Za, Cha, Ta, Khan. Ta, Ya, Ka. Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. Kind of going Salakia. Start out small and gets large. Salakia. These are the Assyrian. A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Cha, Ta, Ya, Ka. La, there you go. La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha. Ba. Right, so these are both the ancient and Assyrian characters. Now we're gonna pronounce them out loud. If y'all could drop a like if y'all tuning in. Also share the class. Baba Kasha. Water. A ba ga da ha wa za ka ta ya ka la ma na sa I pa ta za kwa ra sha tha. Right? In the Assyrian, even though these characters don't look nothing like the ancient, you still identify them and pronounce them the same way. A ba ga da ha wa za ka ta ya ka la ma na sa I pa ta za kwa ra sha tha. Now the only thing you would have to look for in these characters is in the Assyrian, there's 5 characters, which I'm gonna underline. These 5 characters have a double character. Right? We have a ka, we have a ma, a na, a pa, and a taza. These 5 characters I have underlined with the red marker. These characters are going to be seen or used in the beginning or middle of a word. Now we have the same characters, right? And I'm going to underline in the blue. The ka, the ma, the na, the pa, taza. Now these characters underlined with the blue are going to be used or seen only at the end of a word. Right? So as if you guys have any questions, you could ask if you don't understand what I'm saying. That way I could help you understand. We have Trooper, Anakwadam, Shalom, Yabashir Bakata. Right, so there's 22 characters in the ancient, 22 characters, and there's 27 characters because of these double characters, right? And the Assyrian. I'm gonna leave this up. I'm gonna write down the characters. Also, as you know, we are still keeping the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So if you have not ate unleavened bread today, do so. Right? That's part of our our heritage. That's part of our heritage, right? Our heritage is the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? I got mine, right? Do so. Just a reminder, we are having the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread this Sunday. Wherever zone you in, get in contact with your camp leader or get in contact with the school so you can attend, right? Children are welcome. If you're a so-called Black, Latino, Hispanic, or Native American, right, this invite is for you. So let me get the verses that we're going to be reading tomorrow. For the Sabbath service. So every Sabbath service, we read 49 verses. And this week, we are starting at Exodus. I'm going to write it down on the side. And I just go into some verses in between and get them in the Hebrew. And then also I go into the Blue Letter Bible. So this is Exodus this week. Exodus 20. and 5. And we're reading through 21, Exodus 21 and 23. All right, so Exodus 20 and verse 5 through Exodus 21 and 23. We're gonna cover in class today Exodus 22 and 16. This is going into marriage, right? What is marriage? A lot of so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans don't know what marriage is, right? We have followed the oppressor's culture, and we believe that a paper or a ring is marriage, and that's not according to the Bible, right? That is against the Lord, right? The Lord has His own constitution, and that constitution is given to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But if I could, even the oppressor knows that a paper is not marriage, because if a man and a woman go to and get a paper and they have not laid down together, that man or woman can go and say that the marriage has not been consummated, right? That's what consummates a marriage. It's the act of having relations in bed, right? So Exodus 22 and 16. So I'm gonna get it in the Hebrew, and then I'll read it in the English. And we'll move forward. We'll proceed. So wa kaya wa kaya wa kaya, and if yapatha ya pa yapatha, entice, ayash, amen, bathwala, bathwala, a maid, ashar, that, la'ah, not, arasha, is betroth, betroth, that is not betrothed, wa shakab, and lie. I'm ha. I'm ha with her. Mahar, surely. Ya mahar na. Ya ma mahar na. He shall
I need to tell you something.
endow her. La wa to be his. La asha. Wife. So we're going to read it in the Hebrew. Wa kaya. So I'll read it in the English, then we'll break it down in the Hebrew. Salakia. So this is Exodus 22 and 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. So this is what it's saying, that if a man entice means to, what we say, spit game, right? Get at her, right? If you come and you get at her, entice a maid that is not betrothed. Betrothed, when we look it up, we're going to look up what betrothedness means, right? So I don't want to jump ahead. So we're going to read it in the Hebrew, and then we'll start breaking it down. So we have wa kaya. So wa is a preposition, a preposition, and it means and. And kaya. Kaya has many biblical usage, which can mean that, for, because, right? And it lets you know also, when we go into the Blue Letter Bible, it lets you know how many times a word is being used, right? So it can mean that, because, for, if, surely, right? So here we have and if. So wa kaya, and if. Ya patha, which the root word is patha. Let me I'll use I use the green for a root word. So patha means entice. Right? Entice. So it's like a wa kaya ya patha. So entice, if he entice, right? Meaning the man, and ayash means a man or male, right? Ayash bathwala. Bathwala is a maid or a virgin. A virgin in our culture does not mean that it is a woman who has not had sex, right? In our culture is a woman of marriageable age, whether married or not, right? So if a woman in our culture is young and she's married, she's still considered a virgin, right? So in bath wala, a maid, that's the whole word, bath wala, a maid. Ashar, which ashar is that which, let me get other words, and also take notes, right? Take notes. So it can mean which, who, right? Because, right? So here is ashar is that la'ah, right? That's one word that we use on our daily lives, right? Once you learn how to say kan out of one kan, right? Kan means yes or yay, and la'ah means no or not, right? So I'll ask a brother on my rib, right? I'll ask her if she's gonna if she warmed up the unleavened bread. She'll let me know kan la'ah, right? So la'ah, not or no. Then we have Salakia. Then we have Arasha. Arasha. And then the root word is Arash. That's the root word, Arash. So when you add a ha at the end, it makes it feminine. So this is the word that I was speaking on, betroth. When you look it up, it means engage, to be betrothed, and that is espouse, right? So in our culture, right, if a woman engage doesn't mean, right, in America, if a woman has a ring on her finger, an engagement ring, that means that she belongs to a man. Well, we take it further than that. If a woman is speaking to another man, right, in the sense of they have an interest for each other, she is betrothed to that man, right? That is the reason why a man has to do his diligence in asking a woman, do you have a man? She's going to say, I don't have a man. Well, are you speaking to a man? He says, well, it's complicated. Well, she's letting you know that she is speaking to another man, but they're going through a rough time at the moment, right? And you let her go on her way. Let that man have her. But if it doesn't belong to no man, she's like, well, I don't have a man. Well, you're not talking to nobody? You're like, no, I'm not talking about it. How long has it been since you've been with a man? You're like, man, you know what? It's been 6 months, what have you. And you start to get to know the woman, right? And now, let's say whoever she was talking to finds out, because now she has an account, social media account, and he's going to see her now with you. Now, what you have to do is you have to go to that man and you have to let him know, hey, you know what? I was speaking to so-and-so and she was telling me that y'all used to be together. I just want to make sure, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to come in between. I just want to make sure that you don't want her back. He's like, man, you know what? You could have her, right? If he wants her back, let her go to him, man. But you also want to get counsel as well. You know what I'm saying? But that's usually how it goes down, right? So again, and if a man, right, in the Hebrew, it's kind of like in Spanish. There's times where you say things in the English, you try to translate it into Spanish, and it'll be backwards, right? So that's like in the Hebrew, right? In the Hebrew, it'll be, and if entice a man, a maid that not is betrothed, right? Still saying the same thing, right? It's kind of like Ebonics. That's our spirit. That's the spirit of the Lord, right? So if a man entice a maid, a woman that is not betrothed, meaning that she's not even speaking to another man, in the sense of wanting to pursue a relationship, right? That is not betrothed, is not engaged. So engaged doesn't mean that arranged. No, engaged means that you guys are having conversations about or flirting, even flirting with each other. If a woman is flirting with another man, she's engaged to that man, right? They're engaged with each other. And lie, the root word is so like, let me go back to the blue letter. Shakab. Shakab means to lie down. And lie down in the sense of sexual relations, right? So the root word is shakab. That means lie. So wa is a preposition, and wa, shakab, and lie of sexual relations, right? And lie with her, with the woman. I'm ha. Let me get that. So I'm is with, right? I'm is with, and the ha is her, right? The ha is a possessive to mean her. I'm ha. So with her. I'm ha. So like, did I can't recall if I read it in the, I did kind of. Or maybe I didn't select it, but I'll read it everything in the Hebrew again. So mahar is surely, right? Mahar, surely. In the sense of endow or give a dowry, to obtain or acquire, right? So our culture, we would have to give the father some form of payment, right, for his daughter because he raised her up, and now you're taking something from him, right? So he raised her up to cook, clean, be kind, all of that, and now you're taking that from him. So you have to pay a dowry, right? So surely, Ya Mahar. So Ya Mahar, the root word is Mahar. That's the root word, Mahar. And it's to endow her. So the Ya is he. Let me get this. Let me get my list of prepositions and propositions. And so like in possessives. Where is it? Here we go. Do it like that so I can have it. There's another one I had. Okay, let me see that one. No. Okay, I don't have the nah. Nah. Mm, mm. Okay, so like I don't have the nah. Right, so Ya Mahar Na La. Let me go back. La. Right, so La, it's a preposition and a possessive. So La is two, and Y is be. To be his La Asha. And Asha is the root word, which means wife or woman. To be your woman, to be your wife. So this is a bedrock scripture. So when we go out and we teach that sex is marriage, right? So it came up on our 49 verses for the Sabbath service. That's the reason why I'm going into it for brothers and sisters that don't know that sex is marriage, right? So I'm gonna read it again in the Hebrew. Wa kaya ya patha ayash bathwala ashar la'a arasha wa shabak. It's like wa shakab amha mahar ya mahar na lawa la asha. Right, so real quick, I'm gonna go into the Blue Letter Bible just so we can go into these words. Let me like that. So we're going into Exodus 22 and 16. Right, so what you would do, you just go to blueletterbible.org. And I'm going to show you how to navigate this. So you go to quick nav, or you go to these double arrows down here, and the books pop up. Went to Exodus, and it takes me to the Exodus. Then you choose the chapter, 22nd. You drop down to verse 16. You click, it highlights it for you. You click on it, and it brings it into the Hebrew. Now, what you want to do is sometimes it'll have these checkoffs. Show vowel points. We don't use vowels, right? The ancient Hebrew does not use vowels. That is a bastard way of using the Hebrew. All right, so we uncheck that. We only use the consonants. We go to forward line. Forward line means that the way that is written in the Hebrew is the same way you're going to get it. Right? So, wa, kaya, and if. So here, right, you click down here, it highlights the word, but here it gives you the breakdown. You go to Strong's H3588, click on it. This is for kaya. Kaya, so it tells you, I'm just showing you how to navigate the web page. So here it says, and it gives you the outline of biblical usage, right? So that, for, because, when, right? You go, but here you have it. Here you have when, of time, right? Speaking of time, when, if, though. So in that time, right? And if, entice. So the root word for entice, you see it down here, is patha. Patha. Let me see, does it take me? Okay, it opens another page. Just to show it on screen. Entice, right? Entice, deceive. Okay, and the reason why it's saying deceive, right, is because when you come at a woman, right, you kind of have to deceive her when you spit game to attract her. You have to say all kinds of things, right? So she could be wrapped on your finger. That's how niggas speak. You're like, man, I got wrapped on around my finger. I mean, I got her, right? And how'd you do it? You did it with your words. That's what saying is easy for saying to get into a woman's mind, right? But you have to fight saying in her mind. That's why every day you got to check up on your woman, make sure that she stands and she's solid, and she follows you, right? Persuade is another meaning. Right, you got to say things that put butterflies in her stomach. Otherwise, she's not going to take you. She's not going to have no interest in you. So entice, ayash, which means man, and bath wala, that means virgin or maid. Right, and virgin again means a woman of marriageable age, whether married or not. Right, you can have a woman that's 40 years old. And she's a virgin. She's never had sex with a man, but she stops being a virgin because she's not of marriageable age no more. Meaning that she passed her youth. So like not her youth, she passed her prime, I would say. Salakia. Right? But continue. Ashar, La'ah, Arashah, betroth. Right? That's the word Arash. That's the word we need, betroth, because that is important. That is important when you approach a woman. Betroth, espouse, engage. It means to betroth, to engage. Meaning that she's not only, she hasn't only promised herself to a man, but we take it further than that. If she's flirting with another man, if she kisses with another man, even if she says that is not her man, but she's kissing with him, they're grabbing, they're hugging, right? They are, what's another word? Salakia. Right? Many women during the wintertime, right? They always want to huddle. I mean, a cuddle. They always want to cuddle with a man. They need a man in their lives, but they just don't want to be serious in taking a man. Right? They want to cuddle. If a woman is cuddling with another man, she belongs to that man. Right? Let her cuddle with that man. Even if she says, "Oh, I don't have a man. All I do is cuddle." No sweat. That's your man. Right? So going back, so betrothed, engaged, right? And meaning that she's having a conversation with that man about anything that has to do between him and her. She belongs to that man. A lot of women right there in the world, they think that because they have not made it exclusive where they can call each other boyfriend and girlfriend or a couple, that, you know, she's still single. Well, brother, you're better than that man that she's speaking to, that she's talking to. Right? You got to let her know, no sweat. You know what I mean? And then you keep it pushing. There's plenty of women out there. Right? So if she has no type of conversations or anything that leads towards interest with another man, she's good to go. Right? So if a man entice a woman, a maid that is not betrothed, and lie with her. So this is another word that we have to take a closer look, which is shakab, lie. When we look it up, you'll see that it says to lie down. Right? So here we have number 3, to lie, of sexual relations, meaning that they have had sex wa shakab, and had sex. I'm ha, with her. Mahar, surely. Ya mahar na, which the root word again is mahar, which is surely, right? Or endow. La wa, to be. His. La asha, wife or woman. So sex is marriage, brothers and sisters. That's why you have to choose correctly. You have to court that brother, court that sister, ask all the questions that you need to know about this person to make sure that they're in line with the Most High Power. That they're in line with what the Bible says, because otherwise it'll be a rough one for you. Right? So sex is marriage. Now we're going to continue. We're going to go into another verse. We're going to get verse, let's see. Verse 16. Okay, we're going to do verse 18, right? Because this Sunday, what is brothers and sisters going to do this Sunday? They're going to celebrate Easter, but not just Easter. They're going to get high out their minds. Getting high, smoking weed is a pagan custom, right? That is the tradition of the East Indian. In America, they have legalized marijuana, right? And then a lot of brothers and sisters will be like, oh, but they legalized it, right? Just because they legalized it in America does not mean that it is legal with the Most High Power. It is against the Lord to get high. So Exodus 22:18. But it's not just for brothers and sisters that are smoking weed, right? This is for brothers and sisters that are selling drugs, right? That are getting high, whether it be with don't you know that every pharmaceutical drug comes from a plant? Every pharmaceutical drug comes from a plant, right? Just because now it's in the form of a liquid, form of a pill, it still came from a plant. So we're gonna get Exodus 22 and 18, which is Makashapa. Makashapa. Makashapa, a witch la'a not fa khaya fa khaya. Thou shalt suffer to live. Thou shalt suffer to live. Right? So a witch, according to the Bible, is somebody who's whipping up a potion. Right? What they say, in the kitchen whipping the Pyrex, like, that is stirring and making drugs is what a witch is according to the Bible. It's not, it could also mean somebody who, so like in America, there's like, somebody who's making spells. Well, that is a spell. All right, brothers and sisters are under a spell when you are high out your mind. So in the English, Exodus 22 and 18, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Right? So all those trap houses, the Lord's going to destroy those trap houses. The Lord's going to destroy all those trappers. Right? All those, what they call them in Spanish. For my brothers, my Spanish speaking brothers and sisters, narcos. Right, so right, narcos. So let's get back. So the root word is kashap. Kasap. So like ka shop is the root word. Right here. Ka shop. Which means to practice witchcraft, sorcery. Right, a witch. That's what it is. All them brothers and sisters that get a blunt and you add the keef and the wax and the rocks, the moon rocks, and all these things onto a blunt that looks like it has damn crack in it, right? You're a sorcerer. La'ah, not. Right? Not tha, chaya. So the tha, let me get the tha. Let's see the tha. So the tha is thou. The tha is the thou, which is a preposition. Thou, right? Which that's an old English word, thou, which means you. You should not suffer. Right? Suffer. Chaya. That means chaya is live. Also, like I already had it right there. Right? It means to live, have life, remain alive. Right? You should not suffer or wish to live. And that's why Christ put his life on the line. So brothers and sisters that are living this type of lifestyle can repent, turn away and forsake that lifestyle and change and become a new creature in Christ. Right? Because back in the day, you would have men that would just come to your home, bring you out, and take your life. Right? In the kingdom of heaven, you're not going to be able to get high. You're not going to be able to celebrate 420. You're not going to be able to do any type of drugs. You will be put to death. Right? Thus saith the Bible. All right, so let's get this one real quick. Shalom, Officer Lahab in the house. So let's go to the next verse, 18. We do forward line. So ma kashapa la'a tha chaya. Right, so the root word is kashak, which means a sorcerer or a witch. La'a, no, right? Chaya, which means to live. Let me get that again. To live, have life. What does it say? Yeah, have life and remain alive, right? So we should not suffer a witch to live. The Lord is gonna, if you don't throw them drugs away, right? Put that lifestyle away, the Lord is gonna send a death angel your way. He's tired of you destroying your people. Right? If you are destroying your people, it's because you love the oppressor. The oppressor is your God. Let's continue. Let me get the verse 20. We're gonna do verse 20. Why? Because everybody is going to celebrate Easter, which you know the Catholics call it the resurrection of Christ, which is that is not biblical. And if I could, let me get the Bible dictionary real quick. La'a. I'll get that just because, you know, so brothers and sisters can be informed. So this is verse 20. Exodus 20, 22 and 20. Exodus 22 and 20. Zabach. He that sacrificeth. He that sacrificeth La Alahayim unto God Yakarad. Oh, so like a Yakaram. He shall be utterly destroyed. Balathia. La so like let me respond to this. There we go. La Yahweh unto the Lord La Labadwa only. So Exodus 22 and 20. He that sacrificeth unto any God, save unto the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. Right? So this Sunday, if you go and you buy eggs. I don't know where you're going to get money to buy eggs when they're so expensive. That lets you know that the Lord is against Easter. He raised the prices on eggs so blacks and blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans who don't have money won't participate in this pagan holiday. Right? So if you go and you celebrate Easter, you are serving another God. You hate the Most High if you go and you celebrate Easter. Right? And it says, save unto the Lord only, meaning you should be only sacrificing for the Lord, right? Sacrifice your flesh, sacrifice anything that's going to hinder you from serving the Lord, from keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? You have to be like Christ. Christ put his life on the line for the best interest of his people, so you can have another chance. And that's what you have to do. Christ says, if you love your children more than me, you're not worthy of me. If you love your parents more than me, you're not worthy of me. Right? Because this is the excuse you're going to have when it comes to Easter. Oh, I'm only doing it for my children. If you love your children more than Christ, you're not worthy of him. Right? Christ sacrificed his life for you. And you should do the same thing. Right? So, he shall be utterly destroyed. You're going to be utterly destroyed. If you make sacrifices, you go buying eggs, you teach your kids about Easter, you go and you hide things for your kids to go and find. That's the sacrifice you're doing for that God. And that God is, if you don't know, is Ishtar, right? And that is a pagan God. That is a God that's against the Most High. And you partaking in Easter, you're showing that you are in alliance with that God, and you are against God. And I don't know if you know, so like, I don't know if you know, you don't want to be an enemy unto God, because he's going to utterly destroy you. Let's get this in the Hebrew. Zabach, La, Alahayim, Ya, Karam. So like, what was that supposed to be? Okay, I didn't write down. What's this one? Save. Balathia, La Yahweh, La Badwa. So here we have the root word is Zabach. Zabach, which is to sacrifice, right? And the sacrifices of meaning that you are eating or partaking, right? That's the sacrifice. So Zabach is sacrifice. La Alahayim. La is unto. That's a preposition. Unto Alahayim, which means God. God's power. That's what it means. Alahayim is God, which means power. Right? That is not speaking about the Most High power. That's speaking about other gods. Yah, Karam. The root word is Karam, which means to devote. So like it means to destroy utterly. Karam, destroy utterly. Utterly destroy. So the Yah is he, meaning you. he shall be destroyed utterly. Right? Balathia, means to save or except for, right? Except la unto. So la is unto or to Yahweh, which is the Lord. That's the Lord's name in the Hebrew, right? And you just don't use the Lord's name in vain, all right? But for teaching matters, we're going to say the Lord's name. Labadwa. So the root word is labad, which means only. Right, only. And in the case of any pagan holiday, don't you know that the oppressor, he doesn't have a culture, so he takes festivities from Babylon, Egypt, Greek, Roman, and what he does is he twists them, and he'll put like something from the Bible, and he'll repackage it and give it to you. And because the Bible says that we are the lost sheep. A sheep is docile and is ready to be controlled, ready to be submissive. Right? Well, what you have to do, you have to be ready to be controlled by a man that's appointed by the Most High Power. That's Commanding General Yohana. Commanding General Yohana is the only man on earth, right, with that's equipped to be the leader for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So let's get this verse 20 in the Hebrew. It's like this will be the last verse I'll be doing. Let me go back. Verse 20. So this is verse 20. Zabach, right? This is the Kha. Zabach, which means sacrifice. Or what's the other word? It said sacrifice. Right? Offering yourself or offering something for that pagan holiday, for that God. So-called blacks, Latinos, and everything, we're ignorant because we don't want to learn anything. Right? So we are ignorant to the fact that celebrating Easter is the worship of Ishtar. So you buying eggs, you hiding things, right? Nowadays they don't hide eggs. They'll hide candy, they'll hide jewelry, and what have you. And if you go on hiding things this Sunday, you are worshiping Ishtar. Right? So he that sacrificeth unto God, right? This is plural, the yum, alahai yum, the yum is plural, it means gods. That's what it says, any, right? God, which it means power. Yah karam. So he utterly destroyed. You will be utterly destroyed. And the Bible is a masculine book, but this is speaking about sisters as well. Right? Don't think because it says he shall be destroyed and you're a sister here in this class, you're gonna be like, It says he. It didn't say nothing about she. No, you too, sister. You go out there and you take your kids to an Easter gathering. You are sacrificing unto Ishtar, another god, and the Lord's going to destroy you. Yah, Karam, Ba, Balathia, La, Yahweh. So Balathia means save, or what did it say? Save. I had another meaning. Accept. Meaning that you can only sacrifice to the Lord. When we keep the Lord's feast days, that's what we do. We sacrifice for the Lord. Right? I seen a post of a sister, a brother's rib, that said that they gave her an ultimatum. If she's going to go to the Passover or her job, and she sacrificed for the Lord. Right? La Yahweh, unto the Lord. La Badwa. That means only. You can only sacrifice to the Lord. You can't sacrifice unto any other God that is not the God of so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? Let the oppressor have his Easter. Let the Chinese man have his New Year's. Let every other race of people have whatever it is that they do. But you, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, you follow what the Lord says. Right? With that, the water for tuning in. I'm gonna get these. Let me get this. Okay, I don't have. But before we get the security announcements, I want to remind you that this Sunday is the closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Us, we're in Southern California. We are holding the Feast of Unleavened Bread in San Bernardino. That's where our school is at. 246 East Highland, San Bernardino. Right? If you're in another zone, tap in with your zone, your camp leader, and get ready. Right? Bring something. Bring drinks. Bring food. Right? Also, don't show up empty-handed. You know, there's going to be brothers and sisters, and we come as that, as brothers and sisters. So, with that, I'm gonna get the security announcements. So, Lucky, let me find them. Here we go. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 8:3, 8 through 10, means 10. In the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, I already said the upcoming holy convocation, which is Sunday, this Sunday, the 20th, the closing of the feast of unleavened bread. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pant, headband, war scarf. With that, I'm going to send a shout out to the brothers. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatham. Send a shout out to the sisters. Yahweh Shemala Thun Bashem Yahweh Shai. Class dismissed.